Welcome, everyone, to Watson Stadium. Time for Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer live on YouTube and on HobbsAmerica.com. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you this afternoon. Kind of a steamy one here at Watson. Little overcast skies, though, but it's good time for soccer. That'll keep it cool just a bit as that sun stays behind. And again, more than likely, we will see the sunrise by the time this one is over. Hobbs Lady Eagles coming in with a 2-0 record and already about scored their two opponents 18-1. Of course, last weekend, a big win on the road playing in the mountains in Ruidoso, winning 10-0 in that one. Some great performances for the offense, of course. Danny Rodriguez with 2 goals and assist. Also, Reina Navarrete with 2 goals. But the big scorer was Rozzy Ramsey. She finished up with 3 goals. Hobbs coming out quickly in that one, up 8-0 at the half. So major domination in that contest to start the season. Michaela Salazar, Kareem Beltran, and Desari Muro all getting a goal apiece in that victory. And Brianna Rivera also coming up with an assist. So a great way to start the season. You're talking about this team compared to last year. Coach Alex Lopez saying that this team just didn't get the ball in the back of the net last year and gave up some close games in overtime and single digits. This time it did not show that at all with a 10-0 victory, so a great way to start. And then on Tuesday, the Lady Eagles were in Lovington, beating their Lee County rival 8-1. They were up early 5-0, first half 6-1. And the only score for Lovington came on a penalty kick. So great job for the whole team offensively and defensively in that one. Another big game for Danny Rodriguez, as she had 3 goals in the first half, 1 in the second half for a total of 4, half of the scoring for the Lady Eagles. Also 1 goal apiece for Rozzy Ramsey, Kareem Beltran, and Reina Navarrete. So the 4 that we saw in the game against Ruidoso came back and won the game against Lovington pretty well as a case of this contest. So, again, 18-1 the differential so far in favor of the Lady Eagles. A great way to start. Of course, Hobbs graduated 9 players from last year. The 4 seniors that return to the team this year are all 4 starters out of the 11. So a little bit of a nucleus there, but they have a lot of youngsters. Did get some JV time last year, but again, not as tested as much as the girls that were last year that graduated. So definitely something Hobbs would look to improve week after week. With the COVID situation and the pods they had to practice in, that takes kind of a toll on the team as they're not 100% ready to go. But they are looking pretty good so far this season. Of course, last year the Lady Eagles went 11-6-4 and evened up their record in the district 2-2-2. They finished up 3rd right ahead of Roswell. Carlsbad and Clovis are 1-2 in the district. Hobbs losing in the first round of the playoffs, unfortunately, to their district foe, Carlsbad, 1-0 in overtime. So that ended the season for the Lady Eagles. It's unfortunate it had to be against a district team, but still very successful record, 11-6-4. And they're back in the same hunt again with the same teams, Clovis and Roswell and Carlsbad, of course, their biggest contender. We mentioned, too, that Coach Lopez was not too happy about the fact that they couldn't put games away and get the thing in the net, basically. That was a thing that they worked on during the offseason to try to improve on that, get girls in the good positions and make more shots on goal. They did play better in the second half of the season, which was definitely an improvement over the first. And, of course, this is a brand-new year, though, so we'll have to see what transpires as these third game gets underway. Hobbs with 17 players on the roster this year. Normally, a coach says they're around 25 or so, but because of COVID, they've had a few players that are dual sports, decided to go with another sport this year, did not want to have, kind of get into the contention of one versus another because these seasons are so compacted. You got one season ending and you got the next one starting a few days later. So a big choice had to be made for some of these athletes, an unfair choice actually to put them in that spot, a lot of them in their senior year. A couple of girls didn't want to train that hard that quickly to get ready for a season, so they opted out. Some had jobs, and some didn't want to wear a mask, and that has to be something you have to think about, the health situation, whether a girl can breathe properly out on the field. It's going to be a hot one down there today, so there are going to be a lot of water breaks and breathing breaks as well. So that's basically where the Hobbs Lady Eagles stand at 2-0 on the season. And they're ready to play this game against the Goddard Rockets, a team they have not played for a couple of seasons. The Lady Rockets played Tuesday, lost to Carlsbad in a shutout, 3-0. Last year they were 9-9-2, 3-1-2 in district. One of their top scorers, Ambrosia Tasatyuhu, 18 goals and 32 shots on goal last year. So she's a pretty stellar offensive player. She was the 11th top scorer in the state of New Mexico last year, and she is back this year as a junior. Senior Abby Edwards is back. She was second on the team in goals with 10. She had 28 shots on goal last year. And they do have a couple of sisters that play on the starting lineup, Emily Matheson and Sarah Matheson. Emily will be the starting goalkeeper in this one. She had 161 saves last year out of 180 shots for 89%. and she had 10 games under her belt in last year's season. Her sister, Sarah Matheson, will also be a starter. She will back up in goal, too, if needed for her sister, so we'll have to wait and see if that does happen. Last year, Goddard lost in the first round of the playoffs, 3-0 to Los Lunas to finish that season again at 9-9-2. And they finished up 11th in the state in terms of the last rankings of the season. So that's the Goddard Rockets. Again, these two teams have not played each other for quite a long time, so it's kind of a tasty lineup here between Goddard and Hobbs here at Watson Stadium. Take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Goddard visiting Rockets, Jasmine Martinez, the head coach. They are 0-1 on the season. Number 1, Abby Edwards. Number 3, Mariana Perez. Number 4, Eileen Fierro. Number 6, Arely Sanchez. Number 9, Ari Perez. Number 11, Alexis Hoover. Number 14, Sarah Baguria. Number 16, Ambrosia Tiziatwu. Number 17, Mariah Max. Number 20, Sarah Matheson. And the goalie, number 00, Emily Matheson. For your Hobbs Lady Eagles, at number 0, Ashley Chacon. She is the goalkeeper to start in this one. Number 3, Alicia Miro will be a defenseman. Number 5, Jaden Salazar, also in the defense. Number 6, Kareem Beltran, forward and a senior. Number 7, Danny Rodriguez, one of their top scorers, the forward. She's a junior. Number 10, Jasmine Martinez, another player on the defense, a senior. Number 13, Rozzy Ramsey, one of the top scorers on the team, a forward, also plays a little midfield as a junior. Number 15, Michaela Salazar, a forward and a senior. Number 17, Brianna Rivera, also a forward, a junior. At number 19, Janiyah Banks, defenseman, a junior. And number 22, Raina Navarrete, a forward, one of their top scorers, also a senior. Coach Alex Lopez in her 6th season. This team has 4 seniors, 8 juniors, 4 sophomores, and a freshman. And Jamie Martinez's squad has 11 seniors, so 7 more than the Lady Eagles. National anthem here at Watson. We'll take a 60-second break on Cool 95.7. Here at Watson Stadium, Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer, brought to you by HobbsAmerica.com. Also on YouTube today. We have a lot of fine sponsors we'll get to here in a few minutes as the Hobbs Lady Eagles take on the Goddard Lady Rockets. Now, returning players from last year, Danny Rodriguez, one of the most explosive players on the team. Of course, she's had quite a few goals so far to open up the season. Coach Lopez talking a lot about Rozzy Ramsey. Put in a lot of heavy work in the offseason. Shows a lot of initiative out there, and this is one of the girls that they really look forward to seeing put in the offensive production in this game as well. Jasmine Martinez, a defensive back on this team. She feels that she does a great job of filling up the holes in the formation in the back when you're trying to get that ball cleared out so the offense doesn't score against you. She gives a little nickname to Michaela Salazar, the little tank, the workhorse on the team. Had some little bit of an adversity in the first semester, but she's back on track, and she'll step up as a leader. Ashley Chacon in her first year as a varsity starter at the goal position, and she did play some JV last year. And she's definitely going to be one that's going to be looked at to stop some shots from this Goddard team, one of the best in the state. Ambrosia Tiziatwu, she's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. We're underway here as the Hobbs Lady Eagles taking on the Goddard Lady Rockets live at Watson Stadium. Goddard in the white, Hobbs in the black. And they'll have it near midfield and dribbling to the near sideline with a pass to the 50-yard line over to Michaela Salazar. They'll send it back at the dribble for Jaden Salazar to the far sideline on the pass. They'll keep it up that side, connect to Brianna Rivera right of the wing. Ball gets knocked out for Goddard off the foot of Abby Edwards, the senior. That's in front of the scoring or the benches on the far sideline. We do have a crowd here. We're in the green now in Lee County. That's some good news for fans. The overhand throw in to the 40 is ricocheted back to Goddard. They kick it ahead, but it's going to be back into the Hobbs defense on the near sideline. And a quick pass taken away by Goddard, stolen by Eileen Miramontes. She gets stripped, though, by the Hobbs Lady Eagles on the 40-yard line. Nice job by Michaela Salazar to get it back, but then right back to Goddard, middle of the field, and that's Abby Edwards. Tries to pass it back to the 35 in the offensive front for the Goddard Rockets. Pass to the middle of the field to Arely Sanchez. She dribbles around some defenders. Nice ricochet, though, off the foot of the Hobbs Lady Eagles' Alicia Miro as it sails to the far sideline. And Miro is just a freshman, so definitely like to see these girls getting some early exercise on the field. And as this season advances very quickly, as it'll go into the first week of April. Will be Goddard ball on the far sideline to inbound. Throw it into the middle towards the box. It's loose. Bunch of people scrambling for it, but Goddard comes up with it. Dribbles to the 20-yard line. Turn and firing, and this is going to be a roller right to the goalie for the Lady Eagles, and just waiting for it for Hobbs. Taking care of it is Ashley Chacon. She'll power it down the near sideline off the kick, and just waiting for it on the teammate at the 40. Coming up with the pass is Rozzy Ramsey. Send it ahead to the 50, ricocheted by Goddard. We got a body push, and it looks like a shove in the back by Michaela Salazar. She put a forearm into her opponent that time. It will be Goddard's kick from the 40 going in. Nice high sailing one down the middle towards the goalie of the Lady Eagles. He has to step up quickly to make a poke at it. Chacon able to get another save on the play. That's her second of the ball game. And she's going to unload it to the far sideline off the boot, but it's going to go right to the Hobbs Lady Eagle bench. In front of the cheerleaders here as well. Goddard possession. They'll throw it into the far side. Gets past their inbound. And they'll be kicking it back to the 50-yard line. Comes off a couple of laps this time, and coming up with it for the Lady Eagles. Steal by Brianna Rivera on the far side. She'll power it ahead up the middle. It's loose at the 35. Goddard will come up with it on the steal. A kick tried to be made. It ricochets off a Lady Eagle, but right back to the Goddard goalie. And picking it up for them is one of the Matheson sisters, 00 Emily Matheson. With the green shirt, she'll take a fire shot down the middle with the kick. End over end. Takes a big roll towards the Hobbs Lady Eagles defense off the head of Jaden Salazar. She'll power it to the far side and head it out of bounds for Goddard to that sideline by Sarah Matheson. So Hobbs will get it back. 36 minutes left here in the first half. Ty Friend along with Ron Gunter live at Watson Stadium. The Hobbs Lady Eagles in their third game of the season, sitting at 2-0. The inbound comes close to the 50-yard mark as it'll come into the far sideline. Trying to spin with the ball is Jasmine Martinez, and it's knocked out off the leg of the Lady Eagles. So Goddard will get it back. Inbounded around the 40, in front of their own bench on the far side. Toss to the 50, stolen by the Lady Eagles momentarily. Goddard gets a foot on it on the far side. They return to the middle. Hobbs will kick it out. Goddard back on the defense at the 30-yard line. Touch shot for the Lady Eagles on the pass up top. And goes off the foot of Rozzy Ramsey right to the goalie. Picking it up once again is Matheson. She'll boot it hard down the middle of the field. Ricochets off of Hobbs Lady Eagles at the 50 stripe and will roll out of bounds as it'll go back to Goddard on the near side. Quick inbounds. Goddard takes a quick boot up the field. Arely Sanchez takes a bounce in front of the goalkeeper, and coming up with a nice job to keep that thing down for the Lady Eagles is Ashley Chacon. Third save of the ball game now. She's going to boom it hard up the middle of the field. Some reverse spin on it, headed for the Lady Eagles and picked up on the far sideline by Danny Rodriguez. She'll send it ahead, same side. Stop and go now for Rozzy Ramsey. And keep it to the far side off the pass. One shot is attempted from right to left, rolls in front of the goal. Tracked down on the left baseline by Ramsey. Picked up in the goal box, and now we got a whistle. It looks like we have an offside penalty against the Hobbs Lady Eagles. So I got a little bit far ahead of the defense that time. They're going to call that in the deep left corner of that end zone area. Rozzy Ramsey, the forward for the Lady Eagles. Still scoreless here in the first half, 0-0 Hobbs and Goddard. As we're going to wait for a kick in the end zone of the football field, of course, up the near sideline. Tracked down by the Lady Eagles, Janiah Banks. She gets it stolen from the near sideline, taken away by Abby Edwards. Hobbs gets it right back on the near side, picked up by Ramsey. Touch pass up the same left sideline to Kareem Beltran. Tries to send it ahead, but it's loose. Goddard will come up with it. She gets it back, though, does Beltran, and then it'll be a dump back to the goalie for Goddard. She's getting a lot of effort now, Emily Matheson. She's had about 4 wrap-ups on the ball, boots it ahead, and Goddard comes up with it in the open field, going towards the goal now, going through pressure. Alexis Hoover couple of double team coming up on her for Hobbs. She gets it unloaded to Abby Edwards, turns and fires, but off the Hobbs Lady Eagle defense and goes right to the goalie on the right side of the box there. And coming up with it for the Lady Eagles is Ashley Chacon. She'll take a righty boot, one bounce to the 35. Goddard still in their front part of the field here on the offense. Picked up for the Lady Eagles and then return it back deep. Get the ball cleared out to the middle of the football field. Pulled up for the Goddard Rockets, though, as taking it away was Sarah Matheson. She turns and fires. Banks comes down with it for the Lady Eagles. And we got a steal now again as Hobbs trying to get it out of the way, and they cleared off to the near sideline to Rozzy Ramsey. Gives it back to Banks. She turns and kicks it to the middle of the field on the left hash, and now it comes back to the near left side in front of the press box. Picked up by Ramsey. Her pass ahead of the 50-yard line, saved by Jasmine Martinez. And ahead middle of the field to Danny Rodriguez. Kicks it ahead, but Goddard's going to have to track it down on the defense. Near the goal is Mariana Perez, and she'll just send it out of bounds on that far sideline to get it out of the pressure of the Hobbs Lady Eagles attacking offense. So both teams trying to get touches on passes and a lot of deflections coming off their defenders. So that's something they'll have to be trying to get some more spread going on here. Hobbs likes to run out of a 4-4-2, kind of a diamond look in the middle. They want to spread the field a little bit when they get the opportunity to do so. Inbound on that far right sideline. Goddard's going to power it out with a boom to the 50, and Hobbs will come back with a chest shot, getting past her for Jaden Salazar. And then Goddard's going to come up with it. Then it gets ricocheted back to Hobbs on the far side, and then to Goddard. We got a lot of yo-yo action going on. Trying to get it back is Danny Rodriguez on the far side. She gets the steal and sends it ahead to the 40 on the right side to her teammate Brianna Rivera. Ball gets booted out of bounds by Goddard, and they're just happy to keep that on that sideline and keep Hobbs out of the goal box area. Don't want any attacks on the goal. 32 minutes left here in the first half. Of course, Goddard plays in the same district as Lovington and Artesia. Of course, Hobbs and Carlsbad and Roswell. So a lot of these teams do play similar opponents. The inbound gets off the Lady Eagles, and Goddard will take the steal on the far side. A header for Hobbs towards the box, and that's going to make a chase for the goalie to come up to make the stop, Emily Matheson. She's going to take her time, puts it under her right bicep, takes a few dribbles with it, or I should say bounces with it, not dribbles, as she waits from the 10-yard line to boot it away. Up the middle of the field, Hobbs Lady Eagle steps up to put a knee on it. Michaela Salazar at mid-stripe. Goddard gets a wraparound kick, and she gets knocked to the ground. It looks like a penalty on the Lady Eagles for tripping, and that's going to be charged at Danny Rodriguez. A little shove going on there too, Ron. It gives me a little signal is that from the back, and getting to make the kick will be Ari Perez. From about the 45-yard line going in for Goddard. Up the middle of the field, taken away in mid-kick there for the great job to read that, Raina Navarrete. And she'll send it to the far sideline over to her teammate Rozzy Ramsey. From right to left, middle of the field to Banks. Comes up the middle in the middle of the H logo. Loses the ball, though, to Goddard. Trying to track it back down. Gets it off the foot of Arely Sanchez for Goddard. And they'll send it up straight middle of the field to Abby Edwards. She'll backtrack it over to Mariana Perez on the far side in their backfield. Errant pass taken away by the Lady Eagles, and trying to chase it down on the far sideline is Raina Navarrete, but she can't get to it. Goes off her foot late, and Goddard will have it back. So I haven't seen a lot of scoring attempts for Goddard here in the last couple of minutes, as Hobbs starting to tighten it up a little bit on defense. The inbound knocked out for the Lady Eagles on the far sideline. Goddard going from left to right on the radio dial, even though we're not on the radio today, just to get you some perspective. Inbound comes to Goddard at the 40 going in. Little touch pass taken away by Hobbs. Chop shot to the 50-yard line, and a nice chest return coming in for Sarah Matheson for Goddard, but it's right back to the Hobbs defense. Ball ricochets off a Lady Eagle and comes back to Goddard at the 45. Touch pass over to the near right to Abby Edwards. A little bit of a dribble, behind the foot pass. Stolen away for the Lady Eagles on the near sideline left, Rozzy Ramsey. She'll take it upfield, but loses it ahead of herself, trying to chase it down for the Lady Eagles. And trying to get the save on the near sideline is Kareem Beltran, but she's stripped away quickly, and a power kick up ahead for Goddard's Arely Sanchez. In the front field with the ball with the dribble is Alexis Hoover. Tries to pass ahead, but it's going to go right to the Lady Eagles goalie, and that's Ashley Chacon to scoop it up. She'll have plenty of time to boot it away from the 5-yard line. Taken down by the Lady Eagles on the near side left. In the foot of Danny Rodriguez, sends it back to Banks right behind her at the 25. Turns and fires cross field to the right. Lady Eagles can't get a track on it, and Goddard will come up with it. Pass to the near side to Eileen Fierro. Comes to the middle, tries to kick it ahead to the 5. Loose and trying for a shot. The Lady Eagles have 3 defenders trying to make a power shot on Eileen Fierro, but it goes from right to left around the goal, and it will go towards the far sideline. Hobbs gets a last-second touch on it. I believe there might have been a whistle at the 15. Not sure what the call was here. Little delayed whistle. Looks like it might be against Goddard. Now the sub's going to come in. As taking a seat will be Abby Edwards. Clock down to 28 minutes left, first half. Hobbs and Goddard, 0-0. As the Lady Eagles will get the goal kick. So I'm not sure. Maybe it did touch the back line, and the official just called it dead. They continue to play. Coach Lopez has some words for the official. Not sure what that was about. Goal kick is complete for the Lady Eagles. For Chacon. Comes out to the near left sideline. And they'll keep it up the sideline. Is chasing down the pass. A little bit ahead of her that time. Brianna Rivera can't come up with it, but it is knocked out by the Goddard Rockets. Sarah Bulgaria boots it out. So Hobbs will have it on the near left sideline. Trying to find our first score of the game. Of course, 18-1. Hobbs has outscored their 2 opponents, Ruidoso and Lovington combined in the last 2 ball games to start the season. Goddard ball after a deflection out by Brianna Rivera. Goddard will get it back. And stolen midway at the 20-yard line, and Danny Rodriguez tried to pass ahead, but it got off her foot, goes right to the goalie, so just scooping it up easily was Emily Matheson. Takes a long kick to the far sideline, bounces over the head of her teammate far side. Try to track it down, though. Nice sprint for Aurelie Sanchez. She's in the front field, a 3-on-3, tries to send it ahead, but the Lady Eagles get a boot on it to the far sideline. They're going to be in transition now. They head to the far side, continue to dribble up. A pass up to the 20-yard line is complete, and chasing ahead with it is Rosie Ramsey on the right of the goal. She's going to try to spot it up here on the right back line, centers it up greatly in the middle. Jasmine Martinez tries to punch it through, but Goddard's going to boot it out. I think that was a goalie that time that steps up, Emily Matheson, to clear it out of the way. And no chance for a shot for the Lady Eagles. Tracked down for Hobbs on the near side by Banks. She gets it knocked out of her footing, and last touch by the Lady Eagles, Jasmine Martinez. Inbound quickly for Goddard. Chest shot for the Rockets for Eileen Fierro. She loses the ball ahead of her at the 10-yard line, and Hobbs will retract with it on the near side. Trying to dribble around some pressure. Spinning with it is Jaden Salazar, and knocked out for the Goddard Rockets by Alexis Hoover. So I think both teams kind of feeling out what they can get away with here. Goddard was supposed to be a pretty physical ball club. Coach Lopez said they had to get ready for that. And during most of the offseason, they weren't allowed to do a lot of body contact in their practices. So that was kind of a thing they're going to have to get tracked back up on as the season moves along. Hobbs gets the inbound on the near sideline. Touch pass up to Brianna Rivera. Gets bodied in the back by Aurelie Sanchez. They return it back deep at the 30-yard line. Tripping over the soccer ball, Michaela Salazar went to the ground face first, was able to get back up. Ball goes ahead to Danny Rodriguez at the 40. Kicks it off the back of the Goddard defender, Sarah Matheson, and picked up by the Lady Eagles going to their offensive territory. The ball's sent ahead, but Goddard comes up with it. So a bunch of back and forth kicking going on for both of these teams, trying to get somebody open. Big Walmart sack rolling right in the middle of the action now as Goddard has it on the near side. But an errant pass up the left sideline will go back to the Lady Eagles. Boom kick for Hobbs by Jasmine Martinez. Chested at the 50-yard line for Goddard to Aurelie Sanchez, and she throws it, kicks it ahead, but picked away by the Lady Eagles, Jaden Salazar. Pass off to the far sideline, trying to save it, but can't get the brakes on quick enough is Michaela Salazar. It will be Goddard ball, but they throw a bad pass inbound and boot it away for the Lady Eagles towards the mid-stripe. Picked up by Brianna Rivera. Sends it to the left wing to Rosie Ramsey, short of the midfield. Tries to center, but nobody out there. Goes off the foot of a Goddard Rocket behind her. That's Mariah Max. Hobbs will get it back, but a bad pass to the 45 will go out of bounds, and that'll be Goddard ball. So not really effective offense is being shown by either team at this point, just trying to see who's going to get open and kind of just sending passes far ahead and nobody really coming to the ball. 25 minutes left, first half, still scoreless Goddard and Hobbs here at Watson Stadium. Inbound for Goddard to Fierro. Passes up to the 20-yard line. They have a lady wide open in front of the goal, but they're going to call an offside penalty on that one. Official steps up about the 10-yard line. Ball was centered to the middle. The defense caught kind of flat-footed that time for Hobbs, deep towards the goal. And so that will be a kick for the Lady Eagles to move it ahead. Hobbs will get it to the 50 on the near side. Spin move with the ball for Brianna Rivera. Kicks it off to the left wing. off the foot of Ramsey. Sends it up that left sideline and chasing it down. Crossover move now for Rainer Navarrete at the 10. Crossing pass to the middle to the 5, and it's loose. Goddard's going to just power it out on the ground, and they got a lady open on the 35-yard line, and that's going to be on the foot of Eileen Fierro. Sends it to the middle. And now going to set up the offense. Stolen from behind at the 50 stripe by Danny Rodriguez to the far sideline off the dribble. She sends it ahead to nobody out there. A phantom pass up that far right sideline heading towards the goal, and Goddard will just boot it away to the far side. Picked up by Sarah Matheson. Her bad pass on the far side, stolen by Salazar. She'll take a few dribbles, crossover with the pass, and a couple bodies going after it. Goddard's going to come up with it at the 40-yard line of their defense, and they'll send it ahead to that far sideline, trying to track it down as Arely Sanchez. Couldn't come up with it, but it's booted out by the Lady Eagles, and just making sure that nobody was going to come up to make a play. Getting a foot on it was Jasmine Martinez. So Goddard will have it on the inbound on the far side. Hobbs will get a sub into the game now. As we'll check that number out here. Checking on for the first time today, Desiree Muro, the sophomore midfielder for the Lady Eagles. Hobbs wearing the black with white numbers today, and white for the visiting Goddard Rockets. The inbound for Hobbs is knocked out to the 50-yard line off the Goddard foot. Hobbs will get the steal at the 35, and dribbling through traffic is the sub, Desiree Muro. She'll pass it off to the far side, but blocked by Goddard on the floor. Hobbs will get it back on the ricochet at the 35. They'll send it ahead to the left wing to Brianna Rivera. Touch pass from behind to Muro. Muro tries to get it back to the middle, but loses the ball, and Goddard comes away with it. Pass up midfield to Abby Edwards at the 40. Tries to send it ahead to the 50. Hobbs gets the steal momentarily. Tracking it down on the near side is Muro, but lost it. Goddard booms it up to the 40 in their offensive side, and getting hipped hard. And physical play for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Coming up with it finally was Eileen Fierro for Goddard. She tries to turn and fire a pass straight ahead, and 4 defenders converge on her. I think she got roughed up just a bit, and the whistle from the official. 20 minutes left, or 22 minutes left here in this first half, still scoreless. As Goddard will get a kick here on the penalty. Marking about the 19-yard line, and setting it up for Goddard will be Sarah Matheson. Of course, her sister is the goalie at the other end. She's got a good spot up. 3 are going to try to block it at the wall about the 8-yard line. I'm just using these numbers from the football field to make it a little bit more understandable where the heck this thing is at. The kick is straight to the goal, and it hits the top right part of the net. Count it. So about an 18-yard kick. Make it 28 at the back of the end zone there. As putting it through for the Goddard Lady Rockets in the first score of the game, Sarah Matheson. So that comes at the 21:45 mark of the first half. So took about 9 minutes or so for that to go through. Very high-powered kick in that top right corner of the net. No real chance to get up there to swat it down for Ashley Chacon, unfortunately for the Lady Eagles. So Goddard leads 1-0 here in the first half. Banks will get the touch pass back. They'll send it to the far sideline for Hobbs. Kind of spreading it out just a bit. The pass is deflected out of bounds. Goddard got a foot on it, but I guess they're going to say Hobbs touched it too. So inbound from that far left sideline. Goddard kicks it right into a face of a Lady Eagle defender, and Hobbs will boom it away towards the midfield stripe. Goddard will get it back, though, chasing it down to the near sideline. Banks fell over the top of her defender that time. They kind of both squashed to the ground. Not sure who they called that against, but Banks lost her left shoe. She's wearing some, looks like appears to be orange or red shoes on there right now, and she's going to have to put that back on the flat tread. So Hobbs will get it back. Going to call that foul on Goddard. That was Abby Edwards that flattened Banks that time, but they both went down to the turf. Clock to 21:36, ticking here in the first half. 1-0 Goddard off a penalty kick. About an 18-yarder for Sarah Matheson. Ball comes in play on the near side. Goddard's going to kick it towards the middle, and that'll be picked up by Abby Edwards. Spin move. Turns and fires to the near side, right to Banks for Hobbs, and picked up for the Lady Eagles by Desiree Muro. She'll send it back to her defenseman, Jaden Salazar, middle of the field. She'll kick it to the far side. Goddard gets a boot on it in midstream, and back into the Hobbs defense, having to chase it down to Salazar. And coming to help out to pick it up for the Lady Eagles is the goalie, Ashley Chacon. She'll boot it from the right side of the box. A high one. Bounces at the 40, rolls towards the 50 midstream. Stealing it away for Goddard on the far sideline is Sarah Matheson, who just scored seconds ago. She'll cross it right, but right to a Hobbs Lady Eagles, and she gets smashed. Flops right to the ground on her stomach that time. Looked like she was flattened from behind. Let's see who they called that one against. It appears they called that one against Danny Rodriguez, I believe, for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Actually, that's Cecilia Science. She just checked in. Kick is taken back for the Lady Eagles, middle of the field, and dribbling to the left wing. Passed up ahead, chasing it is Miro. Well, actually, correction, that is Kareem Beltran. She spins. Ball stripped from her on the near sideline, and the Goddard Rockets get it back. Off the foot of Eileen Fierro. Lost it. Taken back for the Lady Eagles by Brianna Rivera on the left hash. Sends it back to the mid-stripe to Salazar. Ball loose at the 30-yard line. Goddard's going to pick it up and power it to the 50. Nice header for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, middle of the field. And that was Desiree Miro. Still loose on the left wing. Picked up by Sign. Sent ahead. It's going to go to the goalie. A long roll on that pass as trying to chase it down for Hobbs, Raina Navarrete, but picked up for the Goddard Rockets by the goalie, Emily Matheson. Got a whistle on the field. I'm not sure what the call was this time. Might have been an offside penalty. They're going to stop at the 22. No, it looks like we have a timeout. 19:30 left here in the first half. We got a timeout on the field. Goddard leads 1-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Hobbs High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Hobbs, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles! What exactly do you look for when choosing a bank? The choice is clear. First American Bank has been helping customers like you since 1903. That's over 100 years of banking expertise and knowledge at your convenience. First American Bank takes pride in helping small business from banking to lending. They get it done. First American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200.
Whatever your tire needs may be, you can always count on Forest Tire. Whether it's roadside assistance, a new battery, brakes, an alignment, a new set of tires for around town, off-road or work, or just a flat tire, being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performances without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles trail Goddard 1-0. First time out of the ball game. I know Tuesday we had the Hobbs boys losing to Lovington 1-0. Didn't have a timeout throughout that whole game. I think one injury, but other than that, they went straight through. So I think Coach Lopez talking to the Lady Eagles about trying to get themselves settled down and get back into the flow of this game. Only down by one at this point. So both teams back out on the field. Of course, I mentioned the Hobbs Lady Eagles in black and white. Black uniforms, white numbers, and Goddard in the traveling whites. And they had a whistle right before the timeout. Not sure what that was. I thought it might have been an offsides. So it's going to be, a bunch of subs are now coming in for Hobbs. And a couple for Goddard as well. 19:30 left, first half, 1-0 Goddard. Lady Eagles will be on the road at Artesia on Saturday. And we'll have boys action coming up on Tuesday. We'll get you caught up on that schedule. Remember, all the games for soccer for home games on YouTube, and you'll also get that through HobbsAmerica.com. Booming kick for the goalie, and that is Matheson sends it to the near side. Banks picks it up with the Chester for the Lady Eagles at the 40, back to the defense side of the field. Touch pass to the left wing and losing the ball behind her. And then Hobbs gets knocked to the turf. I don't see a flag on there, or a call on this one, as they look like that getting run over was Michaela Salazar. And a header on the inbound for Hobbs just to keep it out of the way. Nice job to get in the way that time for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. And they're going to say it went off Goddard. So that was a header by Alexis Sanchez for Hobbs. Ball went up into the stands. They had to go track that one down. And, of course, they're supposed to have balls being cleaned as much as possible, but when you're only using one side of the stadium, there's nobody really out here to help out with that. The inbound on the near side, it's ahead of Kareem Beltran. He's going to have to go through two defenders to try to get it. Almost does, but Goddard comes up with it at the last second. But they're going to say that it was out of bounds as Arely Sanchez tried to clear it out for the Rockets on this left wing. So inbounding will be Desari Miro. He's been in for quite a few minutes now coming off the bench here in this first half. 18-15 and ticking in the first half, 1-0 Goddard. And it looks like taking a breather now, Kareem Beltran will leave the field as a sub coming in from that far sideline. Kind of a long run to get out there, too, as checking in for her is Danny Rodriguez, the forward. Want to see her starting to get on track with a handful of goals in those first 2 games of the season against Ruidoso and Lovington. In fact, she had 4 total, or make it 6 total in those 2 games. The inbound for Hobbs to the middle of the field is taken away by Goddard, but picked back up for Hobbs by Michaela Salazar at the 25. Goddard will steal it back and boot it to the 50-yard line now. Ball takes a few ricochets. Hobbs will pick it up on the near side by Miro. Spins, takes on a Goddard defender. Little touch pass, keep it on the left wing, right behind her. And that was to Reyna Navarrete. They'll send it to the middle of the field now. Trying to get through traffic is Rodriguez. And they'll dish it off to that far sideline right. Crossover move now for Beltran. They'll send it ahead to the right side of the end zone. A shot taken, and on the right side, it goes through the goal. Counted. I thought it was going to hit that bar on the right, and they send it through the goal. That's what Coach Lopez was talking about. They got to find the back of the net. That time was the side of the net, and converting for the Lady Eagles, Danny Rodriguez. She just barely got subbed in, and you could hear the crowd say, getting a sigh of relief over there on that far grandstand as Hobbs now ties it up at 1-1. And boy, that's definitely what you needed at this part of the game. 17:08 left in the first half. So Danny Rodriguez scoring to match up the goal of Sarah Matheson. Closer game now. Both coaches are kind of getting the rust off here. Hobbs will get the steal off the first play after the goal. Danny Rodriguez still going to battle it out 2-on-4, and she kind of chests it up with another player. Goddard gets it back, a header low by the Rocket Abby Edwards at the 30. She'll send it to the 50 on the left side. Dribbling through traffic now, a 3-on-3, and getting tripped on a nice slide tackle was Arely Sanchez. A late whistle by the official. I thought they were going to let that one go clean that time. Looked like Hobbs got a piece of the ball. I believe that was Brianna Rivera was the one with a nice slide tackle from behind, but I guess maybe she came up on the leg a little bit too much. So this will be a kick from the 34 off the penalty. Hobbs Lady Eagle purposely running behind the kicker to kind of get in her head a little bit. They'll send it to the middle, and it ricochets about 5 feet in front of the goal. Looks like it comes off of nobody but the kick, so nobody touched it inside. It will be Hobbs' goal kick. So 1-1 your score, 16:05 remaining here in this first half, Hobbs and Goddard. Again, we mentioned the Rockets 9-9-2 last year. They're 0-1 this season so far. And they made it to the first round just like the Lady Eagles did. Both teams losing, though, in their first rounds, respectively. Hobbs will have it in as coming off the foot on the far side of Jaden Salazar as it's going to take a long roll to the track. Of course, this track was just laid down. They're going to start track meets here in a couple of weeks. So very quick work here at Watson Stadium to get those prepared for the season that seem to be overlapping each other one after the other this year because of COVID. Goddard will inbound on the far side on the left. They'll send it back, power kick to the left. It'll go out of bounds. Kind of a curve on that one, and trying to get it centered up, but unfortunately takes a spin for the Rockets out of bounds, so it will be Hobbs' possession. Lady Eagles are inbound from the 20 in their backfield. Ball loose. Booted high to that far sideline. It goes in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagle tent. So balls are starting to flop over there on that far sideline. And it will be Goddard possession. Inbounding from the 40 going in. Spinning. Stolen by the Lady Eagles by Reyna Navarrete. She gets knocked to the ground. Taken back by Goddard, but the loose pass is going to come to the near sideline. Hobbs will pick it up on the steal by Desari Muro. Ball loose, though, on the near side. Taken back for the Goddard Rockets by Daisy Smith, who just checked in. And taken it back again by Desari Muro for the Lady Eagles. Gets it to her teammate and then gets it back on the left wing. Trying to come up the sideline, but coming from behind and pulled away from her, Arely Sanchez for Goddard. Then a hard boot by Abby Edwards sends it up the near side on the left. Hobbs will get it back as Banks has it now. She was thinking about turning and firing. Instead takes a few dribbles and sends it to her teammate on the 40. They'll touch pass to the left wing intended for Miro, but powered away for the Goddard Rockets off the foot of Sanchez. Still on this right side of the field now, near side, and it's last touched by Hobbs. Sub's going to come in for the Lady Rockets. 13:50 left here in the first half. It's 1-1, tied up at 1 apiece. So Rockets will get that long run for the sub to come in. Will be Goddard ball on the near sideline to inbound Arely Sanchez from about the 30. Comes off the chest of Abby Edwards. Loose. Hobbs will get it. Power kick for Lady Eagles by Desiree Munoz. Sends it to the half midfield line, but stolen away by Goddard, and that's in the foot of Sarah Matheson. Pass off to the far side ahead of her teammate, and that will go out of bounds. But just trying to see if the Lady Eagles will bite and maybe get past them. Both these teams appear to be in real good shape getting up and down the field. Just passes a little bit far ahead of their teammates as they try to get in scoring position. The inbound gets deflected out of bounds, and looks like Goddard might get it back. 2 more subs coming in. So coach is starting to sub a little bit liberally now as they get some fresh legs in there. And plus, it's pretty hot. You got those masks to deal with. That's another issue that's going to be a problem all season here in the hot part of the year, at least during the school year. Goddard inbound on the far left side of the field with 12:45 remaining in the half. Ball inbounded and loose at the 10. Hobbs will come up with it. Got about 4 defenders over on that side on the far right. Stop and go with the dribble for the Lady Eagles. Danny Rodriguez, she's the one that scored the goal. Sends it up the far right sideline. Tracking it down, though, for Goddard to try to get the steal on it is Mariah Max. She'll send it up ahead, up that far sideline. Taken back by Rodriguez for Hobbs on the right. Turns and fires a 40-footer towards the goal, and it's going to ride on the left base out of bounds. Boy, what a strong power kick from about the 25-yard line. Definitely you put that whole leg into it that time. The goalie was on the left side of the goal box, had to sprint across the right to see if that thing didn't have a chance to go in. And a little bit more, it could have been centered in for a goal. 12 minutes left, first half, 1-1 the score. That'll put up a goal kick from the left side of the net by Emily Matheson. Ball's ricocheted out of bounds, and it goes out to the far left side. Again, Goddard going from left to right, facing the field here from the press box. The inbound, a header from the left side to Sarah Matheson. She'll send it out of bounds, though. Hobbs will get it back. Now, if you don't place your header in the right spot, it's kind of not worth your time and a headache on top of that. The inbound is loose. Once again, Rodriguez battling hard with it as she goes up against the defender at the 30 on the far right wing. Getting down on the ground to get rid of it for Goddard is Mariana Perez. And taken back by Arely Sanchez on the far side. Chest defense at the 35 for Hobbs to get it back. Jaden Salazar. Now she's going to power it straight up in the air. Takes a bounce at the 40. A couple of Hobbs and Goddard defenders get a piece of it. And Hobbs is going to pick it up in the 40 on the left wing off the hash. They try to get it ahead to teammate Desiree Murrow. But Goddard's going to kick it out of bounds on the left side of the net. Be about the 20-yard line. Sprinting up the left sideline to come throw that in is Janiyah Banks. And she'll get it into her teammate on the left wing, Reina Navarrete. Turns and tries to fire a pass, but it's going to roll right to the goalie. And scooping it up is Emily Matheson. Big boot for her up the middle of the field with 10:35 remaining first half. Takes one big bounce, a header for the Lady Eagles. And then it gets knocked back deep, having to chase it down for Hobbs. And going off a knee, and it's going to go out of bounds near the corner kick area. Getting shoved to the ground hard at the last second behind is Jaden Salazar. She took a tumble. Looked like Abby Edwards got away with the push that time, but it's going to be a corner kick. It already went out of bounds. So it'll be Goddard to try to kick towards their goal right of that box. Still 1-1. Goddard's going to bring in one sub as well as the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Coming in for Hobbs will be Rozzy Ramsey, one of their strong scorers. And the official's not going to wait for them to get on the field very much as they go ahead and go at the corner kick. They went about halfway out on the field on those two subs. Ball's kicked right into the butt of Lexi Pinion for Goddard. Ball comes out to the right wing. Tracked down for Goddard by Eileen Fierro to the right corner. And it looks like it'll be out of bounds. And try to chase it for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, almost back to the field house behind the goal. Looks like it'll be Hobbs' ball. Nice effort there to go track that down, not making the referee have to mess with it. Tip the hat to Jasmine Martinez, the defenseman for the Lady Eagles. She'll do the goal kick as well with 9:13 left in the first half. A little bit of a powering curveball over to the left wing, and it's going to go out of bounds. Trying to save it was Rozzy Ramsey, but a little bit too long for her. So Goddard will get it back about the 30 going in on the right side wing. The inbound will be ricocheted right back to Azina Aragon. She loses it, taken back for the Lady Eagles by Rozzy Ramsey on the left wing. Errant pass to behind, but Hobbs does come up with it, but it's booted off the end of a foot and taken back for the Lady Rockets midfield by Sarah Matheson. Pass to the far left wing to Aurelie Sanchez goes out of bounds. Lady Eagles get a foot on that as well as it gets knocked out by Cambry Labuano, who just barely checked in for Hobbs. Clock to 8:30 left first half. 1-1 your score, Hobbs and Goddard. The inbound to the 40-yard line, left wing. Goddard in the offensive formation. Aurelie Sanchez with the dribble, gets through 3 defenders, weaving through another at the 25. Pass ahead of the 10-yard line to her teammate, Abby Edwards. Turns, tries to pass back ahead to Sanchez. It's loose. The defender's getting in there now for Hobbs, and they finally get it booted out of traffic. Bad shot, though, to the 20 is right back on top of for Goddard's Abby Edwards. Sends it back to her teammate Sanchez. Tries to fire a shot from 25. It's no good as Hobbs gets a foot on it at the 10. They'll send it ahead to the left wing. Dribbling through traffic is Ramsey. Double team against her on the near side. She'll send it back to the 25. But a bad pass ahead to the 50 taken away for Goddard by Sarah Matheson. Centers it. Stretching out for the ball for Goddard is Lexi Pignon. She lost the ball as Hobbs will get it back. The Lady Eagles will center to the middle with 7:31 left in the first half. Goddard will get a boot on it. Nice chest play for the Lady Eagles on defense. And the pass out to the left wing to Ramsey. Gets off the end of her foot, battling with the defenseman of Goddard, and it's going to go out of bounds, looks like off the Lady Eagles. Nice chest-to-chest defense there for Goddard by Azalea Aragon. Inbound on a header at the 50. Hobbs will get the strip, but Goddard will come off the ricochets. Taking it up is Lexi Pignon. Sends it ahead on a 3-on-3. Middle of the field to the 15-yard line. Turning and trying to spot shot is Abby Edwards. Lost her footing, and it goes off on the left wing to Aurelie Sanchez in the end zone, but it'll be knocked out by the Hobbs Lady Eagles. So a couple of defensemen back there really standing strong, and helping out on D on the right side of the net was Jaden Salazar. That should be a corner kick. Coach is trying to get a final sub in there with 6:35 left here in the first. It's 1-1. Corner kick coming from the left corner. That'll be Aurelie Sanchez towards the middle of the net. The shot is going to be deflected, and it'll go out on the near sideline. Got some air underneath at that time. Hobbs Lady Eagles thought that it might have went off a Goddard foot as well. Got to credit a booming power kick that time by Jasmine Martinez, left of the goal, to make sure that didn't get centered up and fired into the net. Hobbs has already had one in the deep top right corner of the net for the first score of the ball game, which converted by Sarah Matheson. The inbound on the near side, right wing. Banks will get the steal for Hobbs, tries to spin and go up the sideline, but taken right back for Goddard. Deep right corner is Fierro. Ball knocked out as Banks gets the last foot on it. Fierro is going to get a corner kick on the right of the net. Clock to 5:48 left, first half, 1-1 score. Another sub for Goddard. Boy, Coach Martinez being very liberal in that subbing pattern due to the heat primarily, and probably the mass not helping matters much. We do have a little bit of a wind blowing here now at Watson Stadium, and the sun is behind the clouds. But a nice overcast situation. You want kind of a breeze. The kicks towards the right corner, and a nice job for the goalie for the Hobbs Lady Eagles to step up and punch that down. Ashley Chacon, that's her 5th save. So take a few runs with the ball now. Slows it up just a bit. Kicks it to the far sideline, but goes out of bounds at the 20. So nobody out there in the flat for the Lady Eagles, giving it right back as a gift to Goddard. And Coach Lopez has got her hands up in there and said, where's the offense? Get some help for our goalie out here. So it will be Goddard ball with 4:58 and ticking in the first quarter, first half. Overhand throw to the 35. Little touch kick. The Hobbs Lady Eagles knee it. Pulled down for the Rockets on the far left wing, Edwards, but it's going to go right back to the chest of Jaden Salazar. Sends it ahead to the 30 on the right hash. They'll pass it ahead behind the teammate, though, and trying to go back to get it was Danny Rodriguez, taken back by the Rockets. Pass to the left hash on the foot of Matheson. Tries to spin. Sends it out to the right wing at the 30-yard line. They give it right back to Matheson at the 25. Was thought about turning and firing, but did not do it. She'll shoot anyway, and right to the goalie off the foot of Abby Edwards that time, and right in the chest of Ashley Chacon for her 6th save. What a great job to get her chest in the action that time. She'll power it up the middle on the near left wing. Chasing it down for the Lady Eagles on stride is Rozzy Ramsey. Sends it ahead to a breaking Rodriguez on the left hash. Spins, goes to the middle of the field, fires a shot, and it goes through the football upright on the right side. Unfortunately, a little high. She got a great center up there, spun, and a sidewinder kick, but it goes again on the right side of the field goal post. Does not have a chance to come into that net. Good effort there for Danny Rodriguez, who scored the first goal back at 17:08 here in the first half. 3:30 left here in the half. Quick kick to the 30. Taken down for the Lady Eagles by Raina Navarrete on the far wing. Touch pass off to the right side. Goddard gets a steal at the 20, and they're weaving through traffic. Going with it is Abby Edwards. Pass to the mid-stripe. And contact made for the Rockets on a 3-on-3 at the 40 now, down to the 30, and continuing with the dribble, but the Lady Eagles step up and get it out of there. Is coming up on defense, Jasmine Martinez to the left wing on the sideline. Gets off Banks' knee and picked up for the Rockets right wing by Arely Sanchez heading towards the goal. Banks gets a steal at the 20 and a touch pass to her teammate up ahead at the 30 on the left side hash. They'll send it up the sideline, but Hobbs just not going to go after it this time, as trying to catch her breath is Danny Rodriguez on that left wing. So it'll go out of bounds. Goddard will get it back with 2:35 remaining. The inbound to the 50. Nice header for Hobbs. A couple of headers back-to-back for Brianna Rivera on the left wing. Right to Rodriguez. Sends it ahead. Ball's going to roll to middle of the field. It's about the 25 into Hobbs' offensive side, but chasing it down on the far left wing is Mariana Perez for Goddard, and it's booted out of bounds. Clock to 2:17. We'll go to add-on time here in just a few seconds as the referee will make a determination how much time we need in this half. Still scored 1-1 for both teams at this point. And Coach Lopez gets her sub in there as well. Goddard get the steal on the inbound at the 35 of their backfield. Ball loose, though, as it comes off the foot. Pass into the front side of the 50. That's the Hobbs Lady Eagles trying to track down the play, and they will get the steal to Banks on the left wing. She'll send it ahead middle of the field to the 50-yard line. Nice header taken by Navarrete at the 30, but goes over the top of her teammate, and Goddard will power it out of there. Up to the 40 of their front field. On the foot of Lexi Pignon. Hobbs will get the steal at the 50 stripe as the ball ricochets. Clock down to 2, and we got add-on time now by the official. Pass ahead to the 30. Chested away for the Hobbs Lady Eagles by Jasmine Martinez, and we got a whistle. Martinez put a little bit of a forearm into her opponent that time, right in the back of Lexi Pignon, the freshman. So I think Martinez, the senior, kind of giving her a little thought there that you don't want to come mess with me. You're going to pay a price for that, but that's going to give a free kick for this Goddard Rocket team. We don't know how much time is left. It's on the field now here in the first half. Don't want to end it on a goal for the Goddard Lady Rockets, and sizing it up will be Emily Matheson, who kicked it earlier in this same situation, got pretty close to the goal. She fires it straight ahead, high in the air, and jumping up in the air to knock it down. Great play by Ashley Chacon for her 7th save. So take a few hippity hops with the ball now. Still waiting to see when the whistle's going to blow for this first half ending, and that might be it right there. Yes, it is. So we've got a tie here at the half, 1-1, Goddard and the Hobbs Lady Eagles. We will take a 3-minute break and come back at halftime. You're listening live to Hobbs Lady Eagles Soccer on HobbsAmerica.com and at YouTube.
With over 200 offices and representing all 50 states, we can help. Whether you have questions about the market volatility, whether you should buy, sell, or just write it out, whether you have questions about rolling your 401k to a private IRA, maybe you have questions about the recent premium deferral program for auto and home insurance. Regardless of what your questions are, give us a call, 858-GATEWAY. We are open and have staff and advisors willing to assist. In New Mexico, we have offices in Albuquerque, Clovis, Hobbs, and Santa Fe. We're happy to assist, even if we're not your current advisor. In New Mexico, you can give us a call at 505-585-5595.
For the local Hobbs office, call 393-4577.
We're all in this together. Be smart and stay healthy.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer, and member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Gateway Financial Advisors Incorporated and Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated are not affiliate.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
That coffee shop owner down the street is trying to pay tuition bills. The florist who's been there for every life moment is just a few years from retirement. And there's an entrepreneur who risked it all to open a restaurant. Lee County State Bank encourages you to shop small first this year. Our local businesses are barely hanging on, and they need our support now more than ever before. Follow Lee County State Bank on Facebook for small business spotlights. Visit us at onlinelcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know that right now is the perfect time to invest in a new home? The interest rates are incredibly low. More than likely, your payments will be lower than rent. Call Robinson & Associates today to get a listing of homes that are within your price range. Robinson & Associates will help you find what you're looking for, whether you're looking to upsize, downsize, or just have questions. Call Robinson & Associates today for a free consultation on how to save you money.
The reviews are in, and TDS TV Plus is, well, a plus. Customers are loving the integration of live TV, recordings, on-demand programming, and streaming apps. Our convenient voice remote is the talk of the town. Our intuitive cloud DVR ensures you never miss a moment. Bundle TDS TV Plus and high-speed internet from $74.95 a month. See what the buzz is about. Order at hellotds.com/TDSTV today. Not available in all areas. Terms and conditions may apply. See website for details.
Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs. Family pack lean ground beef, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin cut pork chops, 99 cents a pound. Jalapeno peppers, 2 pounds for $1. Salad avocados, 4 for $1. Fresh zucchini squash, $1 per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $1 each. For all your grocery specials, La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway. Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and La Tienda in Hobbs. Family pack lean ground beef, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $1 each. For all your grocery specials, La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs.
Welcome back to Watson Stadium here at halftime as the Hobbs Lady Eagles taking on the Goddard Lady Rockets. We are tied at 1-1. Overcast day, very hot on the field, but the little breeze that's coming through does help out the players, I'm sure, and the coaches as well. The scoring in this game, first for the Goddard Lady Rockets, came with the 21:45 mark. About an 18-yard penalty kick by Sarah Matheson gave the Lady Rockets an early 1-0 lead. Hobbs returned the favor about 4 minutes later at the 17:08 mark with a goal by Danny Rodriguez, a power goal there. So she definitely helping out the Lady Eagles' cause at this point. So that's where we have it standing right now. So far in the first half of play, approximately 7 saves for the goalie Ashley Chacon for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, and 5 for Emily Matheson. As Matheson has been stepping up pretty good so far in this ball game and taking care of business. Same with Ashley Chacon. Chacon did give up that one goal on that penalty kick, but it was deep up top of the right corner. Very hard to get up there. But she's had to jump a couple of times on some high shots as well to make sure it did not go into that box and the goal for the score. So basically taking a look at these teams, as we talked about in the pregame show, the Hobbs Lady Eagles, again, with a pretty tough district. We mentioned last year the Carlsbad Cave Girls, forced to be reckoned with. They had the best record in the district last year, pretty much well ahead of everybody else with a 4-0-2 record. Clovis came in second at 2-1-3, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles finishing with a 2-2 record. So Carlsbad and Clovis had a combined 5 ties on their season last year, which kind of tells you how close this district really was. Carlsbad finished up 17-3-3 overall, which is well ahead of most of the teams in that district. Hobbs and Clovis both had 11 wins on the season, only 7 for Roswell. Of course, Roswell was kind of a late addition to the 5A last year, so they're kind of getting those growing pains out of the way as best they can. Taking a look at the other side of the coin for the Goddard Lady Rockets, Goddard was actually tied at the top with Artesia. Both had 3-1-2 records, so they had a combined 4 ties between those two. Lovington in third with a 4-2 record, just 1 game behind. Goddard finished up 9-9-2 on the year, was 11th in the state in terms of the last rankings that came out. Artesia finished up 13-6-2, a couple of games behind them. In terms of teams that Goddard played, the same as the Hobbs Lady Eagles, they did lose to Carlsbad a couple of times, 2-0 in both of those games. They defeated Roswell several times, 4-0 and 2-1 in overtime, but they also lost to Roswell 2-1. So kind of giving you a taste of how these teams fared against the same opponents. Both Hobbs and Goddard lost in the first round of the playoffs. Of course, Hobbs losing a heartbreaker to their district rival Carlsbad, one they would like to have back 1-0 in overtime. Meanwhile, Goddard losing to the Los Alamos squad, the Hilltoppers, 3-0 in the first round of the playoffs in the 4A. So that pretty much ended the season for both teams. Coach Lopez always talked about the fact that really just didn't finish games the way that she would have liked to have seen. She actually called it moseying around the field, was what her direct quote coming out of her this week. Didn't really feel that they had the finishing touch that they needed last year to kind of, just make the decision we're going to put this game away. We did see that in the first 2 games this season, 10-0 and 8-1 with their wins over Ruidoso and the Lovington Lady Cats this past week. But right now, this is kind of a back-and-forth type of battle. Teams are starting to body themselves up quite a bit. First goal for Goddard, then Hobbs came back and scored as well. And you could kind of see the sigh of relief for this Hobbs squad as they did get that evening up goal to get things back in shape. They knew coming in that Goddard would be a very physical team. Hadn't seen them in a couple of seasons, but still, that's how Goddard played last year. They did lose to Carlsbad last week, or Tuesday, I should say, 3-0. So they know Carlsbad's a tough team, but Goddard did put up a fight against them. Past years, they have played each other. The last time they did a few years back, Hobbs didn't win by a goal up there on the road in Roswell. But again, that's a whole different season. So we're playing the games this year with a very abbreviated schedule for both squads. Now, in talking to Coach Lopez yesterday, the playoffs is kind of under question mark at this point. They did say that they would have 8 teams in some type of a playoff format, a tournament. 4 district champs would have an automatic bid, so Hobbs would have to win their district to pick up that. But there also would be 4 at-large teams. So it's very critical that you win as many games as possible in this abbreviated schedule. Now, it's supposed to be set for April 3rd through the 5th. But right now, according to Coach Lopez, she had a conference call with a lot of the teams around the state yesterday. The governor has not given a complete approval to that tournament yet. So that's kind of up in the air. I'm sure she's waiting to see what kind of COVID response we're going to get over the next couple of weeks with this short season to see if that's going to be viable. Again, when you have a tournament, the big question is, are they going to let fans come in? Depends on the district, too, or the county, I should say, whether or not they're allowing the people into their facilities based on whether they're red or green. Of course, Lee County went to a green situation yesterday, so Hobbs can have quite a few more fans than what they've been used to the last few weeks. So lots of things on the table in terms of the tournament. Hopefully those 8 teams can appear, and Hobbs being one of the district champs are coming in as one of the at-large bids. The same situation for the 4A with the Goddard Rockets. We're going to take another 2-minute break as we get ready for second half action. It's Goddard 1, the Hobbs Lady Eagles 1. We'll come back in, let's make it 60 seconds, live on YouTube and at HobbsAmerica.com.
And Hobbs, family pack lean ground beef, $1.99 a pound. Bone-in sirloin cut pork chops, 99 cents a pound. Jalapeno peppers, 2 pounds for $1. Salad avocados, 4 for $1. Fresh zucchini squash, $1 per pound. Iceberg lettuce, $1 each. For all your grocery specials, La Tienda, 400 East Marlin, and Thriftway, 1317 North Turner in Hobbs. Everyday specials are going on this week at Thriftway and
We're back here at Watson Stadium. Ty Friend and Ron Gunter with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles and the Goddard Lady Rockets tied at 1 apiece. And looking ahead on the schedule for Hobbs in their upcoming action, they will be on the road on Saturday as they'll take on Artesia, and that'll be an 11 o'clock start time on that one. Now, we will not have that broadcast, mostly home games this year. I know RTG does a real good job with their broadcasting there. Gene Dow with his crew. He's got a lot of students involved. Very cool deal. I'm sure you can check that out on the internet somewhere with that situation. KSVP is the radio station. Just go there and you'll get the information about where they're going to have that game for you. But the next home game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles will be about a week away, and that will be on Saturday, March 20th, as Hobbs will host Clovis for their first home district game. They will have another district game prior to that on the 16th at Roswell to take on Roswell High. So March 20th, the next game for the Hobbs Lady Eagles here on YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. We'll have the boys game next Tuesday, though. That will be live here on YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. Of course, the Hobbs boys trying to get their first win of the season. Although they are playing at Roswell Goddard today, they will have that game on Tuesday. So ready to go. Hobbs will start it off with the first kick of the second half. Underway with a 1-1 tie. Lady Eagles would like to go to 3-0 on the season. Goddard would like to even up their record at 1-1. Hobbs will have it on the near side. Brianna Rivera at the 50. Dribbling around her opponent on the near sideline. Kicks it ahead and continuing up the side is Raina Navarrete. Tries to center it, but right to Goddard. They'll half-foot it to the 40. And Goddard will recover on that far sideline, going from right to left. In the foot of Eileen Ferrero. She'll send it ahead, midfield, off the chest of the Lady Eagles, powering to Jasmine Martinez, but Goddard gets it back. Coming up with the dribble is Alma Gonzalez. She lost the ball right back to the Lady Eagles. Taking up the near sideline to the 50. The pass up ahead on the right side gets past her teammate and goes by Raina Navarrete, and it'll go back towards the goalie, and picking it up for Goddard will be Emily Matheson. She's going to take her time. A power kick now, middle of the field. Hobbs will get a quick foot on it at the 40. Taken down by the Lady Eagles. A pass ahead, trying to get a chase down for it. Not able to get to it is Raina Navarrete, and it goes out on the back line, out of bounds right of the goal, off the foot of the Lady Eagles. So Hobbs getting a little bit more aggressive. You might think that Coach Lopez might have discussed that with their team at the half. We got to take more shots at the goal. Actually, it was Brianna Rivera that went with it that time before she was pretty much tackled on that in line. So goal kick from the left of the goal. And that will be Matheson. Shot to the left wing, taken down by the Lady Eagles off the side foot of Danny Rodriguez. Dishes it out to the right wing to Navarrete. Back to the middle to Rodriguez, trying to get open to get the shot, but she had three defenders on top of her. They just powered out of there to the far sideline. On the right wing, going the other way, but it will be Hobbs' ball. Banks will inbound, left wing. Throws a high one down to the 10. Headed out of the way for Goddard by Abby Edwards on the 10-yard line. Going back against it is Danny Rodriguez. It gets knocked out by Goddard. Should be a goal or a corner kick for Hobbs in that deep left corner. So heading out there to do the kick for the Lady Eagles, Kareem Beltran. The senior forward, one of the four starting seniors for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. They have 4 seniors on the squad, 8 juniors, 4 sophomores, and a freshman. High kick on the corner to the middle, punched out for the goalie there for Goddard. Getting a big pounding fist on it was Emily Matheson. Looked like somebody was holding her for Hobbs, though, and they get the whistle. So that'll be a penalty against the Lady Eagles. She had one arm up in the air because the other one was ripped from behind by Hobbs. She'll take the goal kick, middle of the field. Hobbs will chest it down at the 40. In their front offensive set, Michaela Salazar on that one. So send it ahead to the 10 on the right wing. Turning and firing for the Lady Eagles is Danny Rodriguez. Almost slipped past the goalie on the right of the goal, but coming up with the save is Emily Matheson, her 4th of the game. Boots it hard to the far sideline, right. Trying to be tracked down by Eileen Fierro, but it's knocked out of bounds. Looks like the Goddard Lady Rockets will have it. Their coach yelling him to hurry up. Jamie Martinez wants to catch Hobbs off guard there. 36 minutes left here in the second half, tied at 1-1, Hobbs and Goddard. The inbound is stolen away for the Lady Eagles by Banks. She'll kick it out to that far sideline and power pass up the sideline, left wing. Spinning around with it near the 40-yard line, but getting it stripped away was Rozzy Ramsey. Here come the Goddard Lady Rockets in their offensive set out the 40, heading in. Hobbs gets a header on it to get it away from him. Jasmine Martinez, and then boots it ahead straight to the 30 in the front offensive area. Hobbs gets tripped trying to come up the middle of the field at the 25. A high thigh shot there for Goddard. And coming up hobbled just a second is Kareem Beltran. They get the whistle on the play, and it looks like the head official wants to call Goddard together to say, watch your kicks. They're going to give a yellow card on that one. And also the player is going to exit the field voluntarily. His coach wants to talk to her coach, I should say. That's Mariah Max gets the yellow card, the first one of the ball game, at about the 24-yard marker. So Hobbs will get a free kick here. Definitely like to take the lead with this. And they got the power leg of Danny Rodriguez setting up, the junior forward. Another year for her next year. Good deal for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Spots it up at the 24. Sends it straight ahead towards the goal, but it's right of the upright there. And no chance to go into that net. So they have to go get a new ball out here. Be a goal kick for Emily Matheson, the GK. Still 1-1. Kicks from the right side of the box. Drops at the right hash 30. Stolen away by the Hobbs Lady Eagles off the foot of Michaela Salazar. Sends it to the left wing. Hobbs at the 10-yard line with it now. Dribbling through some traffic. Trying to get around two defenders is Salazar. Gets bodied into. Ball still loose. Now she's going to come up with it at the 10 on the left hash. Stolen away by Goddard momentarily by Ambrosia Tiatsawu. Ball loose at the 10. And a power kick away for the Hobbs Lady Eagle. Actually, no, the Goddard Rockets get a piece of that one. Abby Edwards boots it to the 35. Hobbs gets the recovery, though. A header on the right wing by Brianna Rivera. Back to the 30. Hard shot by Michaela Salazar up the middle of the field. Taken down by Danny Rodriguez, getting pushed in the back. Turns and fires from 15 off the back of a defender of Goddard. Looks like it might have hit Azalea Aragon. Send it to the left wing. They try to get it middle of the net, and a headshot. Brianna Rivera just right of the net. She tried to get in position to head that right through the goal, but it goes off to the right and out of bounds on the back line. It's a good opportunity there for the Lady Eagles off a nice center shot from the left wing. And I believe that was a pass from Rosie Ramsey that time. But it will be Goddard on the goal kick. Still 1-1, tied Goddard and Hobbs. 34 minutes left here in the second half. The steal on the goal kick from the 25 on the right side is Brianna Rivera. Gets crunched on the Oreo cookie look here, the black and white jerseys. Still loose and picked up by Raina Navarrete behind her at the 5. Tried to turn and fire a shot. It's loose. Picked up by the Lady Eagles by Beltran on the right of the hash. She gets her shot swatted and kicked out of bounds on the near wing. Right side. Nice job to clear it out by Alma Gonzalez for Goddard. So Hobbs will have it on the right side of the field, on the near side in front of the press box here at Watson Stadium. The inbound coming in from Rivera. Throws it middle of the box. Ball's loose. Flat on the ground is the goalkeeper. Emily Matheson, her teammate, had to come out defenseman to kick it out of there. Nobody there for the Lady Eagles inside the box. Booted out to the 45. And Goddard's going to try to clear it out. And a bad kick, though, for Edwards. Went straight up in the air. Hobbs got a foot on it. Ricochets around. And it'll come out to the near sideline. Picked up by the Lady Eagles. And it comes off the foot, though, of Brianna Rivera on the near side. So Goddard will get it back. They're going from right to left on this left sideline. Inbounding will be Clara Hatch. Gets it into the 40. Spinning with the ball is Ambrosia Tiatsawu. And Tiatsawu was a big scorer for this team last year, as she had 18 goals and 32 shots on goal. Number 11 in the state as the top scorer, top 15 for the 4A. Goddard will get the inbound on the left wing, and it's booted out. And they're going to say it went off the foot of the Rockets. So Hobbs will retain or get back to possession now, as it went off the foot of Arely Sanchez. 32 minutes left here in the second half. Score is 1-1. Both goals coming in the first half of action. The inbound on the near sideline. A little bit of trap on it there on that sideline by Raina Navarrete. Boots it straight up the middle, but right to the Goddard defenders. They had two back deep at the 30. Taking it down and trying to dribble through traffic on the near sideline for Goddard was Sarah Matheson, but Hobbs gets a foot on it. They're going to say it went off also Goddard off the foot of Arely Sanchez. So Hobbs will get the inbound from close to the 50-yard line. There's a header on the near side for the Goddard Lady Rockets. It'll go out of bounds, though. Still 1-1 your score. Kind of waiting to see who's going to make the first big mistake and let somebody break out ahead of the defense. But both teams doing a good job of spotting up and keeping everybody in check. We've had a few offside penalties in this ball game. A lot of physical play started to happen here midway through the first, coming into this second period. Goddard will have it on the 30 of their backfield. Inbound on the left wing. Ball gets loose at the 50. Hobbs will track it back in their defensive side. A pass ahead down to the 20-yard line. Banks is going to have to track it down for Lady Eagles and get it out of there. She dribbles to the far side and gets the ball knocked out of her foot, out of bounds. It's going to go back to Goddard, though, as Banks hit it last. The quick inbound. Hobbs gets a steal momentarily, but knees it out of bounds close to the 20-yard line. Still in their defensive front. Nice job for Michaela Salazar to step up. Goddard inbounds, gets a chest shot to the 10. Dribbling through some traffic is Abby Edwards at the 10 right hash. Sends it back deep to Matheson with a fire shot for 20, but it goes right to the goalie for the Lady Eagles on the save. Chacon with her 8th save of the ball game. She'll boot it ahead to the left hash. Banks will get a piece of it. Dribbles around 2 defenders. Tries to pass ahead of the 50. Goddard to take it for a second. Coming up with the ball, though, is Danny Rodriguez on the far side. She gets stripped. Banks is trying to knock her opponent out of the way to come out and get it, but Goddard will get it back. Coming from behind is Rodriguez on the left wing, and the boot hard up the field, but it's going to go out of bounds right in front of the Hobbs Lady Eagles bench on that far left sideline. Goddard will have it near midfield. Quick inbound coming in. Hobbs gets a header on it by Rodriguez, sends it up ahead in the offensive front. Chasing it down from behind for the Lady Eagles, Raina Navarrete on that far sideline. She backs into it. Takes a spin move. She takes on the defense of Sarah Bagaria, but gets it stripped from behind. They get a shove on the back, so they're going to call the foul against Goddard. Getting the last touch on it was Raina Navarrete. So Hobbs will have a free kick on that far sideline about the 5, right on top of the end zone area, but deep on the left side. Setting it up for the Hobbs will be Rozzy Ramsey. They'll send about 4 girls in the box for Hobbs to see if they can try to get some header action here with 29 minutes remaining in the second half. Comes off the knee and spun a turn and a shot from the right side of the net, but it's going to go to the right and unfortunately will not connect. Good attempt, though, by Raina Navarrete. Kind of got crunched down in a frog position, jumped up and tried to boot it hard, but again it sails out to the right. We might have had a whistle in the box. The official talking to the Goddard defense now. They're going to give it a corner kick, I guess. Goddard got a piece of it before it went out on the right back line. So now it'll be Hobbs kicking from that right corner of the corner kick. They get it into the middle. Sidewinder kick for the Lady Eagles, and the goalie gets knocked to the ground there. Is trying to get a header on it at the last second, getting close not to getting a penalty that time, as almost getting a shot on Raina Navarrete. So the save coming in for Emily Matheson, her 5th of the ball game, and a long kick down to Banks at the other end defensively. She's going to have to get out of there. Gets hit in the back with a forearm by Abby Edwards, and then chases the ball to the far side. It goes out. Last touch by Banks. So Goddard will have it deep in their offensive area with the 10-yard line. And for the inbound. Clock to 28 minutes left. Second half, we're still 1-1. The goals came in the first half at the 21:45 mark for Sarah Matheson, and for the Lady Eagles, the 17:08 mark of the first half, Danny Rodriguez. The inbound for Goddard at the 10, far right wing. Stolen by the Lady Eagles in stride, a pass up the far sideline on the left, and they'll keep it ahead. 2-on-3 now for Hobbs. They're going to have to try to take a stride to catch the pass as it goes way out to the other end of the field that time, and trying to chase it down as Kareem Beltran not able to get it. And Goddard will do the quick goal kick. To get it in play to Alma Gonzalez here on the left wing, near side. Up ahead to Arely Sanchez. Spins around her defender. And as she takes on Cambry Luano for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. To the middle of the field. Pass up to the 30. Stolen by the Lady Eagles. On the foot of Michaela Salazar. Down to the 30-yard line. And we got a whistle. I guess we have an offside penalty called by the official there in the mid-stripe. Goddard will kick it from the 30, up the middle of the field on the right hash now. Hobbs gets a steal. Nice defensive play by Jasmine Martinez using her chest. Powers it ahead, but it's right back to the Goddard defense deep. Goalie will scoop it up, and ready to kick it away will be Emily Matheson. Takes one dribble, or should I say bounce. She'll boot it from the 10-yard line from the left hash to the middle of the field. Ricochets off a Goddard rocket. Picked up at the 40 and sent ahead by Zelina Aragon. Bad pass is kicked straight back for Goddard, and it's going to roll out on the baseline of the back field. Want to see who touched it last. Looked like the Hobbs Lady Eagle got a piece of it. As trying to chase it down, stride for stride, was Raina Navarrete. So goal kick from the right of the box for Matheson. She'll send it to the far sideline. Chest shot for the Lady Eagles. Nice save for Navarrete to get it back. They'll send it to the middle of the field. Turn and fire from the 15-yard line for Rodriguez. Gets it blocked, deflected to the right corner. Trying to save it for the Lady Eagles and keeping it in play. Coming up that right sideline is Brianna Rivera. Centers it inside. Attempt for a kick for Rodriguez. No good. Another shot attempt by Raina Navarrete about 5 feet away, and it fires out to the left side of the net. Out of play. So Hobbs getting some shots on goal now. Really making the work of Emily Matheson get a little bit more labored in there. Definitely like to see that. Didn't see as many opportunities for the Lady Eagles late in the first half, but I think Coach Lopez discussed that at halftime. They got to get a lot more shots on goal. 25 minutes left here in the second half. 1-1 your score. Banks will get the steal as it kicked to the 40-yard line. Gets it taken right back from her, though, for Goddard by Jasmine Max. Lady Eagles get it back. Stop and go now for the Lady Eagles by Alexi Wright. Sends it ahead to the left wing, and it goes out of bounds. Lady Eagles touching it last. Have to chase that one down to the track there near the field house. As Goddard gets set for another goal kick, this time left of the box. Again, nice little breeze coming through Watson Stadium here on a March afternoon. Last week of the season will be April 3rd through the 5th, championship week. Hopefully 8 teams will make it to the playoffs. Goal kick to the 40 for the Goddard Rockets. Get it across the mid-stripe. Hobbs will track it down, though, on the steal off a chest shot. Ball loose near the 40-yard line, and Hobbs will get it back again to the right hash. Weaving through traffic and getting tripped hard. Knocked to the turf is Raina Navarrete. So definitely kind of a dangerous trip there as her knee hit hard on the field turf that time, about the 18-yard line on the right hash. So Hobbs will get that penalty kick. As spotting it up for Hobbs will be Rozzy Ramsey on the right side. The wall's right of the end zone now. Taking time to get the offense set up here. Fires with her left foot. Right in the middle of the goal. Right there to make the catch, though, for Goddard was Emily Matheson on her 6th save. She spotted that up perfectly. And here come the Goddard Rockets on the left side. On the near sideline is Ambrosia Tiatsawu. Pass it to the middle of the field to Ari Perez. Bad pass across. It will be stolen by the Lady Eagles, but booted out of bounds from about the 15-yard line of the defense area. As getting a foot on it for Hobbs was Jasmine Martinez. To the near sideline left. Quick inbound off a chest shot. Ball ricochets back to the left wing to Ambrosia Tiatsawu. She gets through 2 defenders, drives it to the left base, and it gets booted out of bounds to save any chance for a turn and a shot. It hasn't been with probably her left foot there, but a good clear out by Raina Navarrete to the deep left corner of the end zone. So it will be a corner kick for Goddard. Trying to get something spurred up here with a 1-1 tie. Actually, going to say it went out of bounds before the corner zone. Quick inbound to the left corner, though. Goddard has to come up the sideline. Tipped away by Brianna Rivera for the Lady Eagles, but pass is bad to the 20, stolen by Abby Edwards. Tries to get it back deep and taken away for the Lady Eagles in stride. A lefty power kick from left to right for Clara Hatch for Goddard, and Hobbs takes it back at the 30 on the steal. They'll send it out to the near wing. Right side to Brianna Rivera at the 40, still on the defense side. Gets bodied into for Goddard and a steal by Clara Hatch. Physicality on that one. Taken back there right behind her by Alexis Hoover. Pass up to the near sideline. Having to chase it down for Hobbs is Brianna Rivera. And a steal once again right behind her for Goddard. So bodies are going back and forth here as Clara Hatch took it away again. Sends it back to her goalkeeper who boots it out to the 30. Goddard give a pass to Salazar on the left hash. Turns and fires a shot to the 50-yard line. Off the foot of her teammate, though, Sarah Matheson, stolen by the Lady Eagles, getting ahead with it to the right side of the goal, turning and firing. It gets into the left net and scoring. From right to left, from 10 feet out, and the goal, breaking the tie, Raina Navarrete on the score for the Lady Eagles. Getting some nice hugs from her teammates there. Beautiful job for Navarrete to get ahead of the action on the defense. 1-on-2, got past him, was right of the net, fires it to the left, crossover move, and scores. That's at the 21:52 mark, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles excited about that one as they take a 2-1 lead here with 21 minutes left here in the second half. So Lady Eagles getting over the hump. Raina Navarrete, over the weekend, over those last few games, she had two goals against Ruidoso. And in that game against Lovington this past Tuesday, also scored a goal. So 3, make it 4 now with the goal today. 2-1 your score as Goddard has the ball here in this second half. At the 50-yard mark, taken away for the Lady Eagles on the steal. Brianna Rivera now centers it up to the 25, but right to Goddard. And passing it out to the far right wing is Bennett Rolick. Ball comes off a knee. Goddard gets a piece of it, but up the far sideline, Hobbs gets the steal at the 50. Dribbling up into the offensive side, trying to take a lefty boot is Alexis Sanchez. Right up to the 20-yard line, midfield is Brianna Rivera, right in the middle, tries to turn and pass, but knocked out of her feet by Goddard. It goes out to the far left wing, and it will be Hobbs' possession. Coach Lopez looks like she's trying to get a sub in here. I actually know they're going to keep her on the sideline as Goddard goes to the bench. It looks like we have a timeout on the field. 20 minutes left here in this second half. Hobbs up 2-1 off the foot of Raina Navarrete at the 21:52 mark. We're coming back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Lady Eagle Network.
Your comfort is our concern. Hey Tech, air conditioning and heating. For heating and air, it's all you need. Great same-day service, guaranteed. Friendly, fast, professional too. Hey Tech, get the job done right the first time. Your comfort is our concern. Hey Tech, air conditioning and heating. Call 392-5307. Hey Tech.
See our ad on page 6 in names and numbers.
Devon Energy is proud to support the athletic programs of Hobbs High School this season. By partnering with local schools in Hobbs, Devon is making an investment in the long-term future of the community. Sports teach discipline, teamwork, and leadership. Skills our youth will use to succeed for a lifetime. From the Devon team to yours, Devon Energy wishes you good luck this season, both on the field and in the classroom. Go Eagles!
What exactly do you look for when choosing a bank? The choice is clear. First American Bank has been helping customers like you since 1903. That's over 100 years of banking expertise and knowledge at your convenience. First American Bank takes pride in helping small business from banking to lending. They get it done. First American Bank in Hobbs takes the time to sit and understand your business. This helps them help you. Call First American Bank in Hobbs today at 575-392-9200.
Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you this afternoon as the Hobbs Lady Eagles lead 2-1 over Goddard. 20 minutes, 51 seconds left here in the second half of action. The goals today for the Lady Eagles so far, Danny Rodriguez in the first half, Raina Navarrete in the second. Goddard had their first goal in the first half by Sarah Matheson. Of course, Raina Navarrete with a nice crossing shot from right to left, about 10 feet away from goal. Had the goalkeeper moving over to one side, and then she powered it through to score. So Hobbs definitely getting that breather there with a one-goal lead. They're ball on the far left wing as they inbound it at the 20-yard line. Dribbling through traffic now, setting it up back to the 30-yard line. And a little touch pass off to the near side to the foot of Brianna Rivera. She tries to turn and pass up mid, and it's stolen away for Goddard momentarily up in the left wing. And Goddard's going to try to clear this one out. Pass to the far sideline to the right by Sarah Matheson. Stolen back for the Lady Eagles on that far left side. As Banks is going to try to track it down. Gets deflected off her back foot. And it's going to go back to Goddard. They'll have it at the 40 in their defense mode here. Trying to get it upfield. Hobbs gets a steal. As dribbling with it now for the Lady Eagles is Salazar. We got a whistle on that far side. I think Banks went off the field hurt as she tried to go after the ball prior to that play. And Coach Lopez is trying to get the referee's attention to get the action stopped, and finally does so. She's limping over there in front of the Lady Eagles bench on that far sideline. So Coach is going to have to go to her bench and bring in a sub. And that will be Alicia Miro to check back in. She was a starter, the freshman. 19:39 remaining here in the second half, and it looks like the trainer's going to have to come out and check out as well to see if Banks is okay. Okay, this is going to be the extra time that will be added on to the clock. They do have it stopped, though, actually, 19:31. They're going to drop it to Hobbs at the 30-yard line in their front field. Goddard's going to get a chest on it, though, and taking it away is Ambrosia Tesawatu. Passing it ahead, but right to the Lady Eagles. A booming return for the defense by Jasmine Martinez into the front field. Trying to track it down as Rodriguez on that left wing can't get it, but Goddard puts a foot on it, but it goes right back to Hobbs. Still on that left side. Dribbling around the pressure is Ramsey. Tries to center up to the 10. Spinning with it is the scorer, Reyna Navarrete from before, but she gets it taken from behind. And she's going to try to track it down on that left wing as booting it out for Goddard. Looked like it went off a couple of feet that time. Last touched by Talina Hogina. The inbound in the left wing and a shot taken from about 15 feet away on that far left side, but right to the goalie was Danny Rodriguez. Nice save for Matheson. Really didn't have to jump much. He just kind of bent down and took it up from the ground. Goddard get a hard shot across the middle of the field at the 40-yard line, and dribbling ahead is Areli Sanchez. Has a teammate open on the far left wing at the 20, tracking it down. Nice spin on for Abby Edwards, 1-on-2, and gets tripped from behind as that will stop the offensive play. It was about a 4-on-4 that time, as going over the top of her was Cambry Luano. So that'll be a kick for Goddard at about the 8, make it the 9-yard line on the football markings here, left wing. As getting the opportunity will be Sarah Matheson. It's 2-1. There's a 4-girl front in the wall there to try to block this kick. It's a curve shot and barely misses that left upright on the goal. Boy, that had a wicked curve to it. And any more to the right, that would have hit right on the post, but it sails on the left side of the net. So the wall kind of gets in the face of Matheson on that one. So Hobbs will get the goal kick from the right of the box. They lead 2-1 with 17:30 left here in the second half. Thought the Chacon was going to kick that, and instead stepping up for Hobbs and come over to make the play is Jasmine Martinez. Kicks it out to the right wing. Coming up to get it is Brianna Rivera at the 25. Gives it to her teammate to the middle, and that is Rodriguez. Passing it ahead to the right hash and trying to chase it down as Reyna Navarrete has one to beat, but Goddard's going to get there first. To the left wing. Steal, though, by Navarrete. And she'll send it back up the sideline, but it's behind her teammate Dasari Miro, and it goes out in the left wing. Goddard going right to left. They'll get the inbound quickly. Stolen back by Rivera. She'll send her to the middle. Rodriguez trying to put a chest on it, but two defenders sandwich her. Ball ricochets back to the right wing. Shot for Rivera from 20 feet out. Inside the goal box, and it goes off a couple of white jerseys as Goddard comes back with it. Stolen back on the right side, though, by the Lady Eagles on the foot of Danny Rodriguez. Sends it to the right hash. From about 10 feet away as Navarrete turns and fires, and the ball goes off the ricochet to the right side of the goal. Lady Eagles are going to track it down, though, at the 25-yard line, still in their front field. Passes loose, though, and picked up by Goddard at the 30 on the right hash. To the middle of the field. Coming back for it for Goddard is Bennett Rolk. They'll send it ahead to the far right side, and it'll go out of bounds. So Hobbs will get it back on their defensive side of the field with 16 minutes remaining here in the second half, leading 2-1 over Goddard. The inbound from close to the 50 as they'll get it into Rodriguez on the left wing, and she'll send it back deep. Pass back to the far left to the Janiyah Banks, or correction, that's Brianna Rivera. Stop and go, and she'll get it knocked out from behind by Goddard. And I think she touched it last for the Lady Eagles, so Goddard will have it back. Looks like they're working on Banks right now. The trainer is taking a look at her on the sideline. She left about a couple of minutes ago. The inbound gets knocked out of bounds, and Hobbs will get it back about the 25-yard line. Coach Lopez signaling their team to get open here as they'll throw it in for about the 28. They'll take a long run on the throw-in. Chested, though, by Goddard on that far right sideline. That's Mariah Max getting a piece of it. Hobbs is going to track it down and chasing it to the left corner. Danny Rodriguez knocked out of bounds before she gets there, so she'll get to throw it in quickly. The inbound is knocked right back to her Nice curve move on it. Turns and fires a shot and barely hits the goalie's hand on the right side of the goal. And it will be a corner kick there. That had a sizzle on it. And you could see the goalie after she got a piece of it, she kind of shook her hand down low. Again, right side of the post. Don't think that would have curved in for a goal. I think she probably could have got away with just letting that curve out, but didn't want to take a chance on that hot shot by Rodriguez. So she'll get to kick it. Facing the goal in the left corner on the corner kick with 14:20 remaining. Hobbs would love to add another insurance goal up 2-1. Nice curve on the shot towards the middle of the goal box, but it's going to roll out to the other side of the field and go out of bounds here on the near side. Trying to see if she could get a piece of it was Brianna Rivera, but gave up at the last second. Goddard windbound left wing of the backfield as they'll get it in to Bennett Rolk. Hard shot from the 15. Sends it ahead to the 40, does Goddard. Comes back to the foot of Rolk. Pass to the middle of the field, and a boom shot there for Sarah Matheson. Sends it from left to right. It goes out of bounds in the Hobbs Eagle backfield on that far left wing. Out of bounds at the 25. Hobbs on the other end of the field now in front of the Goddard bench. Clock ticking at 13:30 remaining here in the second half. Ty Friend along with Ron Gunter live at Watson Stadium on HobbsAmerica.com via YouTube. Banks has come back on the field. She'll inbound from the 25 to the 50-yard line. Hobbs gets a couple of feet on it, but kind of gets knocked up straight in the air. Rodriguez battling for it on two Goddard defenders. It goes into the Goddard offensive zone now up the far sideline. Breaking through the pressure and trying to get past ahead her defenders, but knocked out by Hobbs, though. Good effort by Eileen Fierro to try to get into offensive potential there. But Banks teamed up with Jasmine Martinez to boot it out. Goddard's going to go back to their bench and bring in Arely Sanchez. She'll inbound from the 15 on the far right. Ball comes out the foot of the Hobbs Lady Eagles, but a pass upfield to the 30 is taken right back by Goddard. Quick shot there to the 25. Goddard still has it on the left wing. Crossover move for Abby Edwards. Sends it back in front of the referee at the 25 at the right hash now. Stolen by the Lady Eagles in stride is Raina Navarrete at midfield. Sends it ahead. Breaking is Rodriguez. One-on-one. Great spread up that far sideline left to the corner now. Gets around her defender. Spin move. Curves it in towards the goal, but it goes from left to right and rolls to the other sideline on the near side here out of bounds. So, boy, talk about a quick sprint for Rodriguez to chase that one down on that far left wing. But her cross move there, too much mustard on that when it goes out of bounds. Goddard gets a inbound, but it's stolen by the Lady Eagles. Goddard will get it back at the 5-yard line to turn and fire on the shot upfield to Sarah Bagaria. Banks will take a steal, though, at the 35, now into midfield as she backs it out. And she'll give it off for a big boom to Jasmine Martinez up that far sideline, but too hard of a boom that time as it's going to go out of bounds at the 20. Sun's been staying behind the clouds for much of this second half. They got the stadium lights on now here at Watson Stadium. 11:20 remaining here in the second half. Of course, we got Hobbs Eagle football tomorrow. The Eagles will take on the Lovington Wildcats, the Battle of Lee County, 6:45 right here on YouTube, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:45 the pregame show. Goddard gets a steal on the inbound at the 25. They'll send it ahead to the left hash. And taking it will be Abby Edwards. Stolen back for the Lady Eagles, though, at the 40-yard line. A nice job coming from the defensive backfield to kick that one out. And that was Cambry Lawano, the sophomore. Goddard inbounded to the mid-stripe. Spinning with the ball now is Lexi Pena. Lost it. Booming punt by Jasmine Martinez up ahead to the 20 of the offensive front. Nice headshot for the Lady Eagles by Jasmine Martinez to the near wing, right side. But she gets it knocked out from behind by Goddard's defender, and that was Mariah Max. So Hobbs again on the right wing, on the sideline. Trying to decide who's going to throw it in. That's going to be Desari Muro. Almost spelled like the bottled water. Just get rid of the R and replace the N. You got it there. She'll inbound for about the 10-yard line. Throws it into the right hash. Backpedaling with the ball now on a spin. Going down to the ground with it is Navarrete. Gives a pass to the right base. Shot taken by Rivera, tries to center it up, but it's in the middle of the box. Loose. Goddard gets a foot on it, booms it out of there. Great job to save that as Bennett Rolk. And the Hobbs Lady Eagles are going to try to track it down at the 50-yard line. On that far sideline, getting bumped hard, but continuing to play some defense for the Lady Eagles is Jasmine Martinez. They get around her. Banks comes over and helps from the left wing, and she booms it out of bounds on the far side. Goddard will have it at their defensive 40. 9:28 remaining in the game. Hobbs up 2-1. Some subs coming in now for Goddard. As checking in for the Rockets is Alma Gonzalez. Goddard will get into their 45 of the defense. Hobbs gets a foot on that far sideline, and it'll go out of bounds. It's going to be Hobbs' ball. They'll inbound quickly into their front side. Ball gets hit off ahead and rolls to the goalie at the right side of the box. She'll just scoop it up, and that's Emily Matheson. Underneath 9 minutes remaining in the game, Matheson will boot it from the 10. Hobbs will track it down at the 40-yard line. Picked up at the 40 on that far side. Goddard gets a steal close to the 50 off the errant pass. Ball loose, though, and coming up with it is Hobbs, and that's Brianna Rivera. Up the left hash, heading towards the offensive front. Gets it too far ahead of herself, and Alexis Hoover boots it out of the way. Banks is going to track it down for the Lady Eagles on the far sideline. On the left at the 30, trying to get through two defenders, and it's scooped out of her foot that time for the Goddard defense. Hobbs will get it back on the inbound. Right in front of their bench on that left wing position. Banks will inbound from about the 35. Gets it in quickly. Dribbling through some pressure on the far sideline is Desiree Muro. Gets through two defenders. Kind of trying to pass it to herself up ahead, but lost control of it, and it goes out of bounds on that right back line. And that'll be a goal kick for the Goddard Lady Rockets. Underneath 8 minutes remaining here in the second half. 2-1 Lady Eagles over Goddard. Kick down the right hash. A header, but Hobbs is going to take the steal on it. Dribbling in the middle of the field. Pass up ahead, and it's going to roll out of bounds left of the goal. So trying to get a center shot on that, but not able to get it to convert was Desiree Muro. Of course, Hobbs Lady Eagle volleyball at home tonight as well, their first home game of the year. We do have coverage of Hobbs volleyball on one of our other YouTube stations going on here in just a few minutes. Eagles will get a corner kick from the deep right corner, and setting up is Kareem Beltran. She'll send a high one towards the goal on the left side. The Eagles get a header on it, but it goes out to the other corner. So an errant shot off the head that time, and that was off of Brianna Rivera. Goal kick quickly for Goddard, trying to get the Hobbs Lady Eagles flat-footed. They get the steal at the 35, though. Goddard gets it back off an errant pass, but then right back to the Lady Eagles at the 50-yard line off the foot of Jaden Salazar. Bunch of headers now at the right hash as Goddard's going to get a steal. Lefty kick to the 40. And now trying to advance it for Goddard is Alma Gonzalez. Sends it ahead, but it's right back to the Lady Eagles in their defense at the 30-yard line. Turning and firing it is Jasmine Martinez to the right wing. They try to get the offense moving, but it's going to go out of bounds. So Goddard will have it back. Quick inbound to the 40. Hobbs will boot it out of the pressure there on the near sideline by Cambry Luano. Goddard gets it back. And a nice body shot there for the Lady Eagles to try to get Goddard out of position on the near sideline. That was Jaden Salazar. Goddard has on the near side, though. Dribbling is Alma Gonzalez up the side. Gives it off to her teammate on a touch pass to Lexi Pignon. Left wing. Tripped hard at the 30. They're going to say that's a side sweep. They're not going to call that one. Coming up was Michaela Salazar. She took her opponent out that time, Lexi Pignon, but she was going for the ball. Goddard gets it in quickly. A hard boot on the left wing by Sanchez. Sends it ahead up the sideline, and Hobbs will get it away. Deflected, though. He's trying to pass it upfield with Jaden Salazar. But again, it's deflected off a Goddard player as well, so back and forth. Momentarily, Michaela Salazar had it. She goes to the turf, and it's going to roll out of bounds on the near side off Goddard's foot. Nope, they're going to give it back to the Rockets. With 5:15 remaining, some desperation for the Lady Rockets as they trail by 1, 2-1. Near sideline inbound now by Alexis Hoover. Gets it in quickly to Alma Gonzalez on the left hash. Hobbs gets a steal coming up that near sideline. Trying to run some clock as well. And getting butted for just a second coming up the sideline for the Lady Eagles was Alexis Sanchez. There's a whistle. We got a sub trying to come in here for Hobbs back at the 50-yard line. And that will be Rozzy Ramsey. Ramsey, one of their top scorers, as she comes in for Brianna Rivera. Ramsey a forward, and so is Rivera. 4:30 left in the ball game. Hobbs up 2-1 over Goddard. The inbound comes in the 40 on the offensive front for Hobbs. Raina Navarrete gets it in. Little touch pass on the right wing to Cecilia Sines. Right to the Goddard, though, is taken away Alma Gonzalez. Kicks it ahead to her teammate Lexi Pinon at the 40-yard line, middle of the field. Crossing pass over to the right wing to Arely Sanchez and gives it right back to Pinon. In the offensive front for Goddard, Banks does a good job of chesting her up from behind. The kick to the right wing, stolen by Banks. Banks kicks it to the middle of the field as a teammate Navarrete at the 40 of the offensive front for the Lady Eagles. She spins on two defenders. Crossing pass to the right wing, kind of a chaser for Hobbs. They're going to have to do a marathon run to get to that, and it'll sail out of bounds on the near side. Trying to track it down for the Lady Eagles, Cecilia Sines, but well ahead of her by about 15 yards. Goddard will have the inbound with 3:35 remaining. They got to be quick, and they're holding the ball on the near sideline. I guess they're waiting for the substitution as the Rockets are going to try to get one in here momentarily. There will be some add-on time here in about 1:30. The inbound on the left wing on the near sideline, chested down by Raina Navarrete for Hobbs, and it'll go off of her. Goddard quickly gets it back in again. They know they're trailing by one. Once again, Hobbs stepping up right in the middle of the throw-in. This time it's going to go off the Goddard Lady Rockets. Nice job for Desiree Muro to step in on that one. Inbound to the right hash at the 20. Lady Eagles backing it in. Pass off right to Muro. She fires a shot, but right to the goalie, left of the box. So the save for Matheson, her 8th of the ball game. She'll kick it hard down the middle of the field. Takes a big bounce at the 50. Chested down for the Lady Eagles. Nice job by Salazar, but lost it. Goddard will get it back, but Salazar takes it back again for the Lady Eagles. Pass off to the left wing at the 50. Stop and go off the dribble, and it'll be knocked out of bounds by Goddard. Trying to get the pass off to that far sideline to Kareem Beltran, but Goddard's going to get it back. They throw it in from their deep 20 of the defense. Ball booted up the sideline, but out of bounds by Goddard. That doesn't help their cause with 2:15 remaining. They've got to get a score in here to tie it up at 2. Banks will inbound from the 30, front for the Hobbs Lady Eagles, but throws it too far ahead. It's going to roll out on the base, out of bounds. So that will be a goal kick for Goddard. 2 minutes remaining in this game, plus the add-on time. Here's the kick from Matheson, the goalie. Knocked down by the Lady Eagles at the 20. Dribbling around with it as Navarrete gets it stolen. Taken away now for Abby Edwards at the 35. Middle of the field now near the H logo. Sends it ahead to the 30. Taken down for the Lady Eagles, though. Nice steal for Jasmine Martinez using her chest. Banks will pick it up on the far side and keeps it in play. A pass off to the front field. Crossing it over is Desiree Muro, but right to the 50-yard line, stolen by Arely Sanchez. Back for the Lady Eagles, though. They take it back away at the mid-stripe. Ball's loose on the near sideline, and it goes out of bounds. They're going to give it back to the Hobbs Lady Eagles. The inbounder will be Raina Navarrete. Sends a deep one to the right hash on the throw. Turning is Marrero. Kicks it back to the right wing. A shot on the goal from right to left. That's going to be from 25 yards out and put it through the left side of the net. Beautiful shot. A power shot for the Lady Eagles. And I believe that was Kareem Beltran that converts on that one. So that's the insurance run that you like to see for Beltran. And that'll get the clock to 2 minutes. So we're on add-on time now. Lady Eagles now up 3-1 here in the second half, and not much time remaining. Boy, bodies slapping down to the ground there at the 35 of Goddard and a Hobbs player both, as the clock is going to run from the referee's wrist at this point. Just waiting for those final whistles to put the game in the book for the Lady Eagles. It was 1-1 at halftime. Hobbs scored here in the second half twice to take the 3-1 lead. Inbound to the far side. Quick dribble there for Lexi Pinon for the Rockets. And we got a whistle. High kick for Hobbs, so they'll get the ball back. The Rockets will have that opportunity inside the 20 with who knows how much time remaining. Ball be set at the 22. Goddard heading in. And the kick coming from the strong leg of Sarah Matheson towards the goal. It rolls to the middle. Bobbled for a second by the goalie for the Lady Eagles, Ashley Chacon, but she comes up with a save. That's her 9th of the ball game. And she'll just hold on to it to run clock. Coach Lopez says, hey, it's in our hands here. Don't be too quick with that boot. And she boots it to the 50. It's headed by Edwards. And tapped back towards the middle of the field by Gonzalez for Goddard. Stolen away for the Lady Eagles at the mid-stripe by Desiree Muro. Sends it off to the left wing. There's going to kick it up the sideline to run some clock here. Hobbs continues to chase it down, though. Nice effort by Beltran, who just scored seconds ago. So we're under the last few seconds of this ball game as Hobbs trying to run out the game. That is the contest. Hobbs gets the win, 3-1, the victory over the Goddard Rockets. The Lady Eagles getting goals from Kareem Beltran, Danny Rodriguez, and Reyna Navarrete to put their 3rd win in the book as they go to 3-0 on the season. The Goddard Lady Rockets drop to 0-2. We're going to take a 2-minute break and come back live at Watson Stadium as the Hobbs Lady Eagles get the victory live on HobbsAmerica.com and at Yahoo and YouTube.
Tire. Whether it's roadside assistance, a new battery, brakes, an alignment, a new set of tires for around town, off-road or work, or just a flat tire, being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performances without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
COVID-19, market volatility, earthquakes, recent layoffs, we've all been impacted during these turbulent times. I'm Shane Wesselter, CEO and founder of Gateway Insurance Group, Gateway Financial Advisors. With over 200 offices and representing all 50 states, we can help. Whether you have questions about the market volatility, whether you should buy, sell, or just write it out, whether you have questions about rolling your 401k to a private IRA, maybe you have questions about the recent premium deferral program for auto and home insurance. Regardless of what your questions are, give us a call, 858-GATEWAY. We are open and have staff and advisors willing to assist. In New Mexico, we have offices in Albuquerque, Clovis, Hobbs, and Santa Fe. We're happy to assist, even if we're not your current advisor. In New Mexico, you can give us a call at 505-585-5595.
For the local Hobbs office, call 393-4577.
We're all in this together. Be smart and stay healthy.
Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer, and member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Gateway Financial Advisors Incorporated and Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated are not affiliated.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
That coffee shop owner down the street is trying to pay tuition bills. The florist who's been there for every life moment is just a few years from retirement. And there's an entrepreneur who risked it all to open a restaurant. Lee County State Bank encourages you to shop small first this year. Our local businesses are barely hanging on, and they need our support now more than ever before. Follow Lee County State Bank on Facebook for small business spotlights. Visit us at onlinelcsb.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know that?
We're back live
Right
here at
now-
Watson Stadium. Ty Friend and Ron Gunner with you as the Hobbs Lady Eagles pick up their 3rd win of the season. This one 3-1 over the Goddard Rockets. Rockets dropped to 0-2 on the year. In fact, they've lost to both of the district rivals, Carlsbad last week or Tuesday 3-0, and this one 3-1. It's a very similar type of games going on. With this victory, the Lady Eagles now have outscored 3 of their opponents this season, 21-2. 10-0 over Ruidoso, 8-1 over Lovington, and 3-1 this afternoon. So definitely a big game for the Lady Eagles. It was kind of nip and tuck through much of it. Both teams scoring 1 goal in the first half, and that was started by Goddard at the 21:45 minute of the first half. That was a kick put through by Sarah Matheson. Hobbs returned the favor about 4 minutes later of the first half as Danny Rodriguez booted it through at the 17:08 mark. And then in the second half, Hobbs takes the lead 2-1. Reyna Navarrete at 21:52 kick puts it through 2-1. And then finally, With about 2 minutes remaining in the contest, Kareem Beltran finishes it off for the Lady Eagles to make it 3-1. So great finish in this ball game in the second half, and that was kind of the situation Hobbs had last year. The first part of the season, kind of not getting the goals where they need him to, not finding the back of the net. The second part of the season is where they really fired it off and took care of business. The last couple of games, though, Hobbs has really come out quickly early on as they were up in one game 5-0. That was against Lovington. And then the other game against Rio Doce, they were up 8-0 at the half. So this game kind of more evened out in terms of competition. And it got a lot more pressure by the Goddard Rockets, play a lot more physical, which Coach Lopez even admitted prior to the game that this was going to be a physical contest against the Rockets. So there was no hidden agenda here in this contest before this one started. Now, taking a look at the saves in this game, these are unofficial, obviously. Ashley Chacon, a 9 on the game. And then for the Goddard Lady Rockets, it was Emily Matheson who had a total of 8 in the contest. So big win for the Lady Eagles to go to 3-0. Their next game will be quickly right around the corner Saturday. Of course, these are the abbreviated schedules, lots of games in a quick amount of time. They will be playing at Artesia, and that will be Saturday. That game will not be on the radio. That game will not be on the internet, at least from our stations, but you can catch that by going to KSVP. That's the radio station in Artesia. Go on that, ksvp.com. You can find out where they're broadcasting that from. But, of course, the Lady Eagles will be back at home. That'll be next Saturday, March 20th. They'll be taking on the Roswell Lady Coyotes here from Watson Stadium. I've been told that's a 3 o'clock start time. So if there's any changes on that, please check HobbsAmerica.com on that one. Our next broadcast for soccer will be boys action, as the Hobbs boys will be home on Tuesday, March 16th. They will be hosting Roswell. We'll have that game live here on YouTube and at HobbsAmerica.com. The boys are on the road today as they're going to Roswell to take on the Goddard Rockets. So that'll pretty much wrap it up from here. We do have Hobbs Lady Eagle Volleyball going on tonight. That's a 6 o'clock start. That'll be also on YouTube, as we'll have Brian Coltrane bringing you the action from Task Arena. That is their first home games of the year, so definitely want to go check that out. And, of course, we've got all types of sports going on. Lovington boys and girls soccer on YouTube as well. You can check out that action. Also Lovington volleyball, Eunice volleyball. The list goes on and on. Don't also forget, coming up tomorrow night, the Battle of Lee County for high school football, as it will be Hobbs versus Lovington. We'll have that game right here from Watson Stadium on YouTube, HobbsAmerica.com, and on the radio at Cool 95.7, also at KZOR 94.1. So lots of opportunities to check that game out. But if you want to get the video action, YouTube is the place to be at the Hobbs Eagle YouTube channel. You can get that access through HobbsAmerica.com. So lots of great action. Thanks for being with us this afternoon and into the night hours here as the sun begins to set there down the horizon. 3-1 final score. The Hobbs Lady Eagles with the win. Coach Alex Lopez doing it great here at Watson Stadium. I'd like to thank Ron Gunner, and for myself, Ty Friend, have a great night out there.